Alright, so I am in the courtyard of the Mutter Museum getting some fresh air because, so, I was traveling to Mutter Museum, as I said before, has probably been one of the most recommended places for me to go. People say you'd love it, you need to check this place out. So no, they don't allow video photography, so I was totally bummed. I sent a request. I emailed them a request to allow photography, and they never got back to me. I guess they were like, yeah, right, buddy. So one thing, you go in there and the lady at the front does say no pictures, no videos, and the reason for this is that majority of our collection is human remains, and it's just something we do out of respect, which, yeah, you can buy. That's a reasonable thing to say. I mean, you know, I get irritated when places don't allow video or photography, but that's a good explanation. You know, some places just don't even give you an explanation. There's just no pictures, no reason, but that's an acceptable reason. That's something that you wouldn't say was completely irrational. So anyway, once I get in the museum, I kind of make the decision that it's probably good reason that they don't allow photography and video in there. That is intense. That is intense. I went to the National Museum of the Medical Museum in Washington, D.C., or outside of Washington, D.C., that has a kind of a similar layout, and I thought that was one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen. And then I came here. Okay, start off first with the positives. We got the museum itself is laid out beautifully. It's like an old time museum, like, you know, with the open glass cases, like kind of like, you know, your classic Victorian era museum. So that was pretty cool. But the human remains aspect, I mean, there's just, I actually felt like very uncomfortable at certain points. Like literally, like, points I wanted to leave, points I wanted to just not be in there. Yeah, not fun, not stuff that's like fun to take pictures of. There's like, you know, I mean, I don't even know, there's like, I'm just trying to remember some of the stuff in there. There's like a dried baby, like spread out with its arms hanging, like with all its insides dried and showing. And I mean, that sounds so monstrous when you say it. I mean, it's all educational. There's nothing wrong. These items are being used by medical professionals and have been used over the years to gather information and help treat people. But to see it on display is like, it's hard. It's hard. There's just run through some of the things in there. They have, first let's start with just some of the things that are genuinely cool. They have the cast of Ching and Eng Bunker, and their chair. Then underneath they have their conjoined liver, which is crazy. And then I think the most notorious item here is the soap lady, a lady made out of soap. It's something about when heavyset people. It's a very rare condition where heavyset people can get infected with the bacteria, and their fat transforms into soap in the grave. And they have the whole body on display, and she's got her mouth open like she's screaming, and it looks horrible. And wow, and then the one thing is they sell bars of soap shaped like the soap ladies, shaped like the soap lady in the gift shop. So maybe, okay, respect for the dead there. Could maybe a little bit of a contradiction. It's okay. I almost bought one, but I resisted. But yeah, there's just there's a colon in there, like an enlarged colon the size of a large dog. It's horrible. There's just body parts hanging there. There's just literally like faces chopped off and hanging in jars. There's human skin with tattoos on it. I saw several dried penises, which I never ever needed to see. And then just like 1,000 like deformed babies, and that's the hardest for me. I don't like seeing, you know, I'll see it because I want to, you know, I like to see everything in the museum, but I don't necessarily like to see infants and things that are real and dead. That's kind of intense. I've like, yeah, and a lot of it is like they have stillborns with like cords wrapped around, their umbilical cords wrapped around them and stuff. And like even talking about this stuff sounds like it's too graphic to be talking about. Oh, and then there was like an exhibit, kind of artsy and cool in a way, but kind of like what the hell in another. They have like fairy tales, like little snippets of fairy tales laid out, and then they'll have like museum items corresponding to the fairy tales, but it's like horrible. It's like horrible. There's an excerpt from the Juniper Tree, which is actually a fairy tale that's like not as well known, but it's like the most violent and disturbing fairy tale. And in it, the stepmom cuts a boy's head off. So, like, shows like an illustration and a quote from the Juniper Tree, and then there's like sorry, it's getting really loud. It's like a helicopter landing in here. Anyway, so it's like a illustration of the Juniper Tree, a quote from the Juniper Tree about this stepmom cutting the little boy's head off, and then there is a dried child's head laying in the case. A real artsy but disturbing. So yeah, I feel good that I didn't do a video in there, because I don't know, it just seems no way to present that other than how that they are already presenting it. I would recommend this, but please be warned, don't bring your kids in here. Oh yeah, there is I did see kids in there. I remember I saw this kid that was just fascinated. They have these drawers where you pull them out and they have like things that are swallowed, things that doctors retrieve from people's stomachs. And I remember I opened it up and like the first drawer was all safety pins that people had swallowed, and I about threw up, because that's like, I don't know, do I need to explain why that disturbs me? Yeah, don't bring your kids. Leave your kids at home. Have a strong stomach. Don't eat before you come here. It's very educational, very fascinating, but it is more horrifying than any haunted house or any scary movie that I have ever been to. So there you have it, the Mutter Museum, or the Mutter Museum. I forget how to pronounce it. I think it's Mutter. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching.